Grab my hand, girl, just fled the head, I'm weak, not dead, she tweet, I guess she confess, she thinking less, not drinking less, bathroom says, best it gets, spontaneous, I stereotype, put to rest tonight, imagine, believe, and achieve, it works, Skyrim as a rise like fireworks.
Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of Thunder Thursday after the storm. Sorry about yesterday, I had a stomach virus, not feeling too much better today, but don't have a fever or right on the borderline, so feeling better about that. Tested negative on my COVID tests, which basically means that those shots were working, and I've been keeping myself pretty clean as far as closed-in environments. If you'll know me and you know me well and you've been out with me, I tend to like to sit outside and smoke cigars out in the air and don't necessarily like to be in enclosed spaces. But that being said, thank you for watching this edition of After the Storm. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. And we're going to go over and talk a little about the Thunder. They're 2-0 thus far. I don't normally watch preseason or summer basketball. In fact, I don't think I've ever watched the summer league before. But of course, doing this after the storm, Thunder analysis, I almost have to be able to give an analysis and be able to look at what the Thunder. And I am surprised that Chet has played 2 games, because a lot of times one of the reasons why I don't watch summer league is because the teams don't play their players. They sit out in summer league, which is stupid. I mean, that's when you want to watch your players. And then on the other side, Josh Giddey's played 2 games. They're both games for us in back-to-back nights, and this will be the 3rd night in a row that the Thunder have played, playing the Jazz, who were terrible. Memphis, not that much better. But what we did get to see is kind of what teams are going to do to Chet. The smarter teams are going to do to Chet versus the teams that are just going to let him come up and down and play, because like we talked about, or like I talked about Poku. Poku's biggest thing to me is Poku's ability to go coast to coast to get rebounds and take off and go coast to coast. That to me is Poku's biggest advantage that he has, is his ability to go coast to coast in open spaces. But you get him in a half-court set, he tends to struggle a little bit, and that's been the case for him the last 2 games, even though the Thunder have won both handily against the Jazz on, what day was it, Tuesday, and then, of course, last night against the Grizzlies. So watching this thus far, my grades are really simple with the Thunder. I'm going to give us probably a B. Our rookies, J-J-L-E-N, J-Dub, I think is what they call him. I've really been impressed with the kid. Shoots the ball really well, runs the floor, understands his game. He seems very, very mature in the way that he conducts and goes about his business. So, been very impressed with him thus far. Chet, the first game, I'm like, okay, you blocked 6 games, but literally the Jazz were terrible. So I can't really. I mean, they didn't attack him. I'm like, you have nobody to attack him. Y'all just sitting out there shooting threes. Seems like the Jazz's MO has not changed. They want to beat you at the 3-point line. They want to shoot a bunch of threes, and it seems like they are maintaining that philosophy. And I don't know how well it's going to do them, since it really hasn't boded well for them, and especially they didn't have the stifle tower anymore in Rudy Gobert, where he could get in and get the rebounds and offer those threes and offer them a different shots, which is what helped Memphis with Steven Adams. He could get him that extra rebound, and then also that helped Golden State, because when they put the big fella in there, it gave him a chance to get some extra rebounds. So that being said, Chet, the first game, I was like, whatever, nobody attacked him. This game, however, he was attacked on a consistent basis, and he just got bullied. And that's kind of what I see his future is with the Thunder against the good, better teams. They're just going to bully him down low, because he doesn't have the physical size nor strength to keep from being bullied. So that's what I think will happen to him more and more. But he did play well the very first game, doing 6 blocks, and I think that this is going to probably be his average. And that being said, Let's go ahead and then let's pull up the Thunder at halftime. Let's do the halftime score because I was sitting there watching it, and um, for the Thunder halftime score, I'm sitting there watching it, and it was 28-23 at half. Thunder shooting 5 for 17, and like we talked about, part of the issue that we had for the Thunder is not being able to shoot the three. Once again, 5 for 17 from the three in the first half. We did shoot 45%, which we've done. That's probably much been our MO. We shoot horrible from the three, but yet we do have a higher field goal percentage in the high 40s and 50s, simply because we score quite a bit in the paint. So we had 24 points. My favorite thing is PIP, points in the paint. We had 24, 8 turnovers. And I said, we need to have 12 to 15, 12, 13 turnovers average a game. I think that will really help us. 23 rebounds is not bad. Grizzlies, on the other hand, 4 for 17 from three, 36% field goal percentage, 19 rebounds, only 16 points in the paint, 6 turnovers, which is really good. And then, of course, bench scoring, we had 11 to 8 for a 5-point halftime lead. But I will say this, in both games, our defense, I have not been overly impressed with. I think we've given up way, way too many open shots. Against a good team, Golden States and teams like that, if you give them any open look, Dallas, you're going to get murdered. But then once again, these are G League players. These are guys who aren't going to be playing in the league that you're going to be watching. That's why I don't. That's why I don't watch summer league. But like I said, to give a real analysis of what the Thunder are going to be doing, I have to watch summer league play, and that's what I've done. So I would say overall, defensively, I'm going to give us a C. I don't think we've covered well. Jazz got tons of open looks. Memphis, tons of open looks. So I'm not overly happy with defensively. Offensively, I'm going to give us an A minus. We're moving the ball well. We're getting open looks. We're missing shots. But I like the ball movement. I like the aggressiveness of the players. Like I said, J.W. Lynn, I really like him. J.L. E.N., I really like his style of play, and I like what he's done thus far. He's averaging 16 and a half. Let me pull up the box. Well, I'll do that at the end. But anyway, I've been watching him, and I really like what I've seen from him thus far. And so, but anyway, that's kind of like what that's why I said I give us a B, maybe C plus, B minus overall. Watching both games the way I have, like I said, defensively, we're not very good. We give teams way, 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 way too many open looks. But offensively, we've been aggressive. We've been getting good looks. And I think you give SGA wide open shots like that, and the rest of the crew, I think that we will do a lot better. So that being said, hey, welcome my guy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. How you doing, bro?
Doing great, brother. What's happening?
Nothing, man. Just kind of gave the breakdown of the first half of the game last night and just kind of talking about the Thunder and my grades for them, giving them a C plus thus far, B minus for their first 2 games. Not happy with the defense, but offensively, I like what we're doing as far as moving the ball and getting open looks. But defensively, it's terrible.
They held them to 70 points last night, didn't
Yeah, well, like I said, but the point is what I'm saying is they can't score. Okay, Drew, here are the end of the game stats. Thunder won 87-71. We shoot 11 for 37 from three-point line. They shoot 8 for 39. But, Drew, they're shooting wide open shots. Those,
Right.
they got to make those. We're
Well,
shooting
that's the Chet effect, man. Don't you know that?
wide open threes. That's their fault.
Chet effect.
Well, how is that Chet effect on defense when they're shooting wide open threes? You're saying that they're driving and he's blocking them off, which gives them wide open looks? Jesus Christ. It's unbelievable.
He's just a game changer, man.
Oh, I can
MVP,
see that.
MVP.
Changing the games. But we shot 39% from the field, Drew. They shot 30. We had 51 rebounds to their 40, 36 points in the paint to their 22. Both of us had 13 turnovers. Of course, we had 30 points scoring from our bench. They only had 18. But Drew, my issue with the Thunder is that we haven't fixed a problem. We can't shoot the ball from three.
Nope.
We have not fixed that issue. And
No, and they had an opportunity in the draft
to
to
get 3-point
trade,
shooters.
to either trade for a 3-point shooter or to really draft a good 3-point shooter. They didn't.
Right. Well, they drafted Jalen, who shoots 50% for the field, and Drew. I'm really liking the kid. I mean, I see it, but we're still not fixing the issue that we have with 3-point shooting. I
Nope.
mean, we shot 25% the first game with 30%. I mean, like, dude, you're not going to win doing that. We saw that last year. Now the question is, did you fix your inside game as far as having a rim protector? Is Chet really a rim protector? What was it?
Not
Gary
really.
Porter Jr. just bullied him last night. Just bullied him, Drew. And he had talking about, oh, he
Yeah,
had 6 blocks
I
the
mean,
first game.
he's a perimeter player. He's not an inside player. I
No,
mean,
no, Chet is not. No. So we have not fixed our interior shot blocking problem, and we have not
I guess
fixed our
he's about as
3-point problem.
much of an interior player as Dirk Nowitzki was an interior player.
Exactly. And it wasn't until Dirk got, and Dallas should have went to a couple of finals, but Dirk was so soft, he wouldn't get in there and rebound. I never forget against San Antonio when they had a chance to close them out in Game 6, and he wouldn't even go in there and rebound. I'm like, dude, get your butt in there and rebound. And
Yeah.
cost the Mavericks. So, but he did get him a championship. Mark does have a ring, and that's what matters. But just watching the Thunder, Drew, defensively, we can't guard. And then Josh Giddey is just bored. I mean, he had a triple double last night, but he just 14, 10, and 10. But he just
Well, yeah, that's why
he,
I sent you that text. Why is he even playing?
well,
I mean, I get he wanted to bond, but boy, you risk an injury there to probably your second best player.
he is our
And
second
then,
best player.
boy, I don't know that I would have him out there.
I'd sit him.
I guess he doesn't have to. He'd definitely be on a minute restriction in my book. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't know what. I think he only ended up playing 20 minutes last night or something ridiculous.
Because if he goes down, you're screwed.
You're screwed. I agree 100%. But like I said, they started him and Pokashevsky and Chet both games back to back. Wiggins did not play. They played Robinson Earl and then Lindy Waters, which, whatever. I mean,
What did the kid from Arkansas do last night? I didn't get a chance to check the box score. Did he play?
yeah, he didn't play a whole lot. They're playing. I think they kind of know what they're going to get out of him. Here's the box score, Drew. Hold on, let me find it. The box score. Okay, Giddey had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Your boy had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, no points.
He's gonna be a rebounder. I mean, if his points are gonna come off putback.
Yeah, he did not. I think he played 14 minutes. I think is what it was. I think I saw Drew didn't play a whole lot.
Yeah.
They were just letting everybody else play, but Giddey was 14, 10, and 10. Wiggins did not play. Robinson Earl had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Poku 5 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Holmgren 11 points, 12 ribbies, and 3 assists. And then Dang, the guy that we gave up.
If you can get a double out of Holmgren every night, boy, you'd be doing good.
But I'm thinking that's what you're going to get. To me, this is his stat line. He's going to average 12, 13 points a game. He's going to grab 8 to 10 rebounds. He's going to have a few assists. He shot 27% from the field goal after shooting 66, and then he shot 16% from 3, dropping down from his 70.
Well, I mean, after that first game, he was up for MVP, I think.
Yeah, well, the Jazz. You and I mean, we're talking about me, you, and Randy. Jazz were terrible. They're horrible. I mean, they're terrible, Drew.
They're not going to be very good.
God, I'm just like, man. But anyway, you look at this deal, and Dang, the guy that we traded. What did we trade for him? 4 first-round picks and a second-round pick. He had 6 points, shot 22% from the field, 40% from 3 with 5 rebounds. I was like, you gave up 4 first-round picks for that dude? That dude?
Yeah.
Wow. But then Omenuri had 10 points, shot 44% from the field, 40% from 3, with 5 rebounds. And, of course, Lindy Waters, 11 points, 50% from the field, 40% from 3 with 1 rebound, 1 assist. And then Krejci, 5 points, 20 and 33.
So what is your what is your predicted starting lineup for the Thunder next year? What do you think they're going to do?
I think you're going to do SGA, Giddy, uh, uh, Chet, and probably Wiggins and Robinson Earl. I mean, excuse me, get oh my God, Dort. You're gonna have SGA, Dort, Giddy, Chet, and then probably Robinson Earl or Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
One of those two. My guess is probably Robinson Earl if I had to really guess, but I would take Wiggins because he's a better defender, perimeter defender than Robinson Earl is. So that's who I would start.
Right.
But that would be that. My starting five would be SGA, Giddy, Dort, Wiggins, uh, and Chet. That would be my
Yeah.
starting five. And then Baisley and Poku, your G League, come off the bench with clearly you're going to come off the bench with Dang and both Williams. So if you do that, that's your 8
I
right
mean,
there.
but that's your starting lineup. Just to be honest, I don't see a playoff team in that.
That's going to
starting lineup.
be that's if it
I just
is if they are they'll be a play-in game team.
don't play in possibly,
Yes, yes,
possibly.
yes. So you got those five plus Trey Man, plus Poku, plus both Williams boys. That's 9. And that does, and that's and counting Dang your guy, that's 10, and that's not Robinson
Yeah.
Earl's 11. So you're gonna have to make some decisions right there. Either Robinson Earl, who started for you last year, is gone, or Wiggins is gonna be gone, or one of the Williams boys is not gonna play, or you're gonna have to drop Chet. Poku. So that's where you're stuck at with that group. I don't know, Drew, but they will play tonight. The Thunder do have a game tonight. I was looking at that, and we play at 6 o'clock. We play the Sixers tonight, but it's on NBA TV, so I don't know how many people will actually watch it, Drew, simply because it is on NBA TV, of course. You and I both will be watching it, or I'll be watching it for sure.
Yep. I caught the second half last night. I was playing in a golf outing yesterday afternoon. Shot an 85.
Oh, nice, nice. Your ankle's obviously
man.
feeling better, bro.
Well, I look like freaking like a 1970s church league basketball player playing golf. I got so much. I got an ankle brace on. I got a wrist brace on. Got my finger taped up. I mean, all I'm missing is a headband and a tank top. I mean, that's all I'm missing.
That's all you. I'm not even gonna say anything with that, bro. Well, because I'm sitting there looking at I wanted to go play, but I was sick on the mother yesterday, man. I only did the show for about 20 minutes, and then I had to get off phone. I had to get off the air before I went and threw up, and still not feeling overly well, but got my temperature's gone down. I'm right at the right temperature. Borderline still having one, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the gym and deal with the kids. I did not yesterday because I didn't want to take a chance on last night of getting any of the kids sick. So I did not go yesterday, but today I'm just like, man, I'm still not feeling that great. So I'm wondering if I even want to go in today or just chill out. So we'll see what happens on that. But that being said, I did watch the game last night in bed, and I don't. First of all, Giddy just not he. What else do you need to see out of him, other than you're just trying to get as much to view what he and Poku and Chet throw the ball to each other an awful lot. They're building a nice chemistry between those three. But Poku is Poku. He needs to be on a team that can run and gun. And when the Thunder, that's one thing I've noticed, Drew, is that they are pushing the ball up the court. They are running quite a bit. I just don't know.
Well, they need to. They're got young legs.
Yeah, but the problem, Drew, is that running is fine, but in the league, if you don't have shooters, you're in trouble because the other teams can run and they have shooters. And you get in a fast-paced open game, and that's the reason why we won a lot of games, is because we slowed the ball down and we had the half-court offense with Giddy and SGA going downhill, slowing the game down, knocking down points or slowing the game. So that's kind of what we did to win, and that we don't have the players now. If they're trying to speed the game up, then why didn't you get shooters? Because you clearly didn't get any. So, I just don't know, Drew. I'm just not. We'll see. But anyway, getting back to the summer schedule, Drew. The remaining summer schedule is we have the Sixers tonight. Then Saturday night it's Jabari against Chet. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really want to see that a lot, Drew. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. And of course, that game is going to be on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock Saturday night.
It's ESPN2, 7 o'clock Saturday night.
7 o'clock Saturday night, ESPN2, and of course tomorrow we'll have that marked down for everybody, so everybody know exactly what time that game will be. But 7 o'clock on ESPN2 tomorrow night. So, but overall, what is your impression of the Thunder that you've seen thus far?
Well, I mean, like I was just saying, I mean, I don't see this massive improvement. I see a team that needs a shooter. I mean,
shooters.
Chet is a 7-foot guard. With no handles. I mean, he's going to change the game a little bit just because of his size, and I think he'll get better as the year goes on. I don't think he's going to come in and win the Thunder 12 more games or 15 more games a year.
No, I don't see that either.
They got the good athleticism. They got young legs. They need some shooters. They got to be able to put the ball in the hole.
Yep.
I mean, if they don't do that, they'll be the same team as they were last year, plus Chet.
Well, they'll be. But the thing is, last year,
that's my initial opinion.
What over and under after watching these young guys play thus far? What's your over and under?
27.
I'm still sticking with what I said earlier. I think I said 20. I think I said 28.
To 30. I
said 30.
30.
I said 30. That's what I thought they'd get.
It just depends. What do they look like opening night? What kind of offense are they running with Chet? Are they too Chet heavy? If that makes any sense, are they trying to make him a superstar and then leaving the other guys out? I mean, if they're doing that, then they're going to struggle. I mean, I don't know. To me, I'd build the offense around SGA, and I'd let Chet come in and get around the glass and pick a pop and do some stuff like that. But I don't know. To me, it looks like they're going to try to run too much offense around Chet, and he's a beanpole.
The way that I look at it, Drew, is SGA is your best player, and if you think that SGA is not your best player, then we're in a lot of damn trouble. Okay, right. I mean that's a given. And the schedule is not out yet. That's what I was just doing, was looking it up to see if it was out.
That's the other thing is, the West is not going to give you any breaks. I mean, the West is going to be stacked again. OKC is going to have to get better, or they're going to be in the same position they were last year.
I agree 100%. Part of our issue is that last year I thought we would have won 30 games. Remember the over and under? What was it? 17? Was that what it was?
17 and a half.
Yeah, and I had predicted,
18.
We'd win 27, and you thought I was crazy. Remember, you're like, man, you're out of your mind. But
the start they had was horrendous.
Yeah. But But once I started watching, and then once they got into the groove, as I started watching, I started saying, okay, this is what needs to happen. SGA needs to score more. And he did. We needed to quit shooting so many threes, and we did. And we needed to clog the lane and get hands and not give up so many open shots, and we did. And then we started winning games. So as long as they keep that formula, but I just don't know if SGA and Giddey play downhill, which means that they attack the basket. You got to have guys to pop the ball out to knock down threes consistently. And if you don't have that, then the two best players that you got who are mid-range game players, not threes, and then you don't go get anybody to fix that. So I don't. And let's face it, Lindy Waters and Krejci not gonna play. They're not gonna play. And then Wiggins is a sometimey guy. Dort clearly, I mean, unless they're playing on him shooting 40% from three, which I don't understand and see that either. Do you? I mean, is he gonna come up from 30% to 40%? I mean. You have no 40% three-point shooters. And if you're counting on Chet to be the pick and pop guy, which it seems like that's what they're trying to do a lot, is get him isolated at the top of the key to take advantage of his unicorn skills. You know, I'm like, yeah, he's 7 foot. He can put the ball on the floor. He's a more skilled Poku is all he is to me. That's exactly what he is. He's a more skilled. I mean, they look just alike. But
Yeah.
you know, I guess that's our future twin towers. But Poku, he is who he is, and watching him in summer league, my view of him has not changed one iota.
Well, and the thing is you're not going to get an honest opinion about
Uh,
Chet either.
No, it's summer league.
He's going to
God.
go out one night and score 20, and you're going to think he's the second coming.
And
then
then
the
last
next
night he
he'll
got
have
bullied.
5 and no one will say anything.
Right, last night he got
So-
bullied, and which is to me, last night is a more indication of what he's going to be.
Yep.
The NBA, they're going to punish him. They're going to bully.
He's gonna. It's well, you know as well as I do. NBA is all about matchups.
Yep.
He's gonna have nights where he's gonna get a smaller guard on him, and he may have a good night.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it,
A
in
good
games that
team's-
matter, he's gonna get pushed around.
He's going to get pushed around. That's exactly what. That's why I said last night is a more indication of what he's going to face during the
Tonight
season.
will be too, because Philly will have a pretty good little summer league team.
Yep,
They'll be all
and
right.
the whole thing is that after watching Gary Payton, the Saga Jr., whatever he was, Drew, he just bullied him, man. He just went inside and just used his body on him, and I mean, I'm like, that's not Giannis.
Well,
That's not
and you're gonna
Giannis.
have and you're going to have the NBA grind got to get on him too. He's
Yep.
going to hit a wall about NBA All-Star break.
They all do.
How he recovers and then how he plays the back end of their schedule will depend on if they make the playoffs or not.
Agreed.
He's going to have the last 25 to 30 games next year. He's going to have to be averaging 14, 15 points a game.
Yep,
That's
yep.
where he's got to have to be. If he's not, they're in trouble.
Yep. Well, that's a good time to take a
That's my
break.
opinion.
That's a good time to take a break. We want to thank our sponsor, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
It's the bank. Makes things happen.
Yes, they do. And you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com for any loans that you might make car-wise. You want to, people are trying to go in and redo homes now, and everybody wants to come in. I'm so tired of people dropping off mail and leaving me notes about, hey, you want to sell your house? No, I don't. I am sorry. Yes, I know of one of only few dark-skinned people on my street. I am staying. No. Anyway. It's funny. Every time I see that, my neighbors just laugh at me all the time. They go, "You're so crazy," because they know you know me, Drew. I'm like, man, I'm not. Quit.
I got a rental house in Evan. I get a call on every day, at least 2 or 3 times a day.
This drives you nuts. Like, dude, get away from me. I'm not doing anything. Then, of course, we want to thank our other sponsors.
I wish they'd call me to show up for work over there, but I wish they do. They don't do
Oh, now, Drew. Be nice. Leave our boy alone. You're getting a brother-in-law plan. Leave him alone. But anyway, we want to thank also Collaborative Logic. If you have any IT solutions or needs, talk to those guys. They can hook you up. Also, Mark Long over at SRB Engineering, Surveying, and Planning. They always are behind the scenes, setting things up to make sure everything runs exactly like you want it to be. And, of course, our boy, Jose Fierro, he's still working on those dump trucks. He had one. Yeah, he was working on his truck yesterday. It's like, man, hey, welcome to the world.
I'll tell you what, he better been working on that damn thing at 6 a.m. because it's too hot.
Yeah, they get out there in that truck, and all they're doing is staying in the air. Remember, they don't have to get out of the truck.
Yeah,
All they do is
stay
stand there, they dump it in there, drive off, dump it off, and move on back. So, and then of course our boys Greg and Max Nafee over at Nafco. But anyway, Drew, I'm with you. I think the Thunder's going to win around 30 games with the team they have. You did not address, but I'm sorry, 4 first-round picks and second-round pick for that guy. He's got to show me something. I mean, yeah, it is summer league, and I get it. He's probably nervous and the pressure of everything that was done.
Did you say? Did I hear you say 4?
I think they gave him 4 first-round picks, 3, I think, for the Dane kid.
For the
Yang.
European guy.
Yeah. I think it was 4 first and a second. It was either 3 first and a second. It was either 3 first and a second or 4 first and a second to move up for the number to get to the number 11th pick. So But like I said, Sam Presti got to watch him play. I will say that thus far, the kid from Santa Clara, I'm perfectly okay with what I've seen from the kid. Okay, so
I'd much rather had the kid from Duke.
I would have too, but I'm just saying I like what I've seen from this kid, and I've watched him, and I'm like, okay, I can, okay. I'm not unhappy. You know what I'm saying, Drew? I'm like, okay, I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised with this kid. But the rest of it, I'm just like, man, I don't know, Drew. I don't know Chet. I figured Chet is doing what I figured Chet would do. He's going to average about 12 points a game,
Well,
8 to 10
he needs
rebounds.
to be dominating summer league, because this will be the only league he dominates. I mean,
You
he needs
know,
to be out there doing something.
he just doesn't
He should be
understand.
averaging 18, 19 points a night in summer league. These
He
are
yeah,
basically
but
the guys he played against last year.
well, he's not. He only averaged 13 in college.
Right.
So you think he's going to jump up? I just don't
That's
see
what
it.
I'm
Drew.
saying. To me, it looks like the offense is running through Chet. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right now. When the season starts, the offense is going to run through SGA and Giddy and Chet. SGA, Giddy, and Chet. The offense will run through all three of them once that happens. Okay, but you're not. I mean, if you SGA is your best player, Josh Giddey is your second best player. Those aren't up for discussions at all. And Chet may or may not be your third best player, but they're positioning him to be the third best player. Right now, Dort is your third best player. So if he's going to take the role of Dort, I don't know, but somebody's going to have to not have shots, and we know it's not going to be SGA. And we know Giddy is going to do what Giddy does because he's a coast-to-coast guy. He gets his shots off rebounds and then mid-range stuff, and he can attack the basket and he goes to free throw line. So Giddy's going to get his, 12 points a game, 13. But like I said, SGA needs to average about 24, 25. Giddy needs to be averaging about 18. Dort needs to be averaging about 14. Chet needs to average 12-ish, or Dort needs to average 12, and Chet needs to average 14. But Giddy has to be your second leading scorer. If you have Dort again as your second leading scorer, you're going to be in trouble once again. So I think he needs to be your third or fourth option. Giddy needs to be your second option at 17. But I don't know if that's Giddy's game. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a 14-point, 10 assists, 8-9 rebound type guy. That's what he seems like he is thus far. But I want him to be able to score more. And his jumper, Drew, have you seen it? He shoots. It's weird. Rod Meyer and I were talking about it at the gym the other day. And Rod owns the Mantle downtown. Rod and I were talking about it. Rod's like, bro, he shoots sideways and Rod's got his shot down. You should see it. Because the boy, I'm training my guys and he's showing and the boys are looking at him like, that looks like Josh Giddey shot, and Rod goes, yeah, that's my point. Because he leans. I don't know how to explain it, but Rod does it so well. It was pretty funny watching him do what he did. We were rolling, the boys were laughing their butts off about it. But, Giddey needs to average 18 a game or so. He definitely does, man. He truly, truly does. And whether he will or not, I don't know if he'll bump up that high, Drew. But in order for them to take the next step, Giddey's got to average 18. SGA needs to be about 24. Either Chet or Dort need to average 14, 15, some 14, 12, around that. Right. Either one of them. And then I think Trey Mann's going to get you 10 a game. I think he's going to do what he does with that second group. And then, you got, Wiggins and I think Robinson Earl both average 8 or 9 apiece right there. Mm-hmm. So, that gets you up there. Competing on a regular basis right there. So we'll see how that works. How many points a game is that, Drew? Let me see. That would be 24 plus 18 plus 14 plus 12 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8. That puts you at 96. So if you get anything other out of that, ooh, wow. Ooh, I just clicked that off accidentally, bro. Sorry about that. But if you can get anything out of your group with that, you'll be fine. The question is, will you be able to get anything out of those other guys. That's the $100 million question, Drew. How much will you get out of your bench? But right there, if you just do that, that's 96 points a game. So, what do you think to be successful? 107 to 110
Yeah,
to be
probably 110,
competitive.
108, 108. Yeah.
108, 110 to be
Well, they're
really
gonna
in the
have
top
to,
tier.
because they're gonna have to score that many because they don't play defense.
They're going to give up that many.
Yep.
But, like I said,
They got a lot of close games this year.
but like I said, at the end of last year, Drew, they did really, really well at slowing the ball down or slowing teams down. Their defense, perimeter defense, got very, very well, and a lot of it had to do with Sarr coming along and Diakite, but Sarr really, they're having this 7 foot in there to at least intimidate people a little bit did help. How about the Spurs picking up Isaiah Roby?
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good pickup for them, man.
Yeah.
And I like
Yeah.
Roby. I thought he did really well, but he's not quite Robinson Earl, even though I liked him at the beginning of the preseason last year. I liked him over Robinson Earl. But then as the season went along, I understood why Robinson Earl was playing over him. And then at the end of the year when Robinson Earl was hurt, he came in and just was dominant, and Robinson Earl came back. Clearly, Roby was better than Robinson Earl at the end. But, of course, they're going to go with their first-line pick, even though he is from Nebraska.
Roby's gotten better
Every year.
too.
I agree. But offensively, he was really he was impressive at the end of last year. It almost looked like he gained a bunch of confidence with what the Thunder were doing with him, and we'll find out if it was the offense or not. But with DeJounte Murray going to the Hawks, I don't know what Popovich has got going on down there, but looks like they may be tanking a little bit to get some more players. I don't know what he's doing.
They are. Yep, and the Lakers picked up one of their guys too.
Yep.
Shooter. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. I can tell you. They picked him up. Oh, what's his name here?
From the Thunder or from San Antonio?
From the Spurs. What is this guy's name?
It wasn't a guard, was it?
It's Lonnie Walker.
Oh, he killed us.
Yep. The Malik Monk's replacement.
Yeah. Well, he's a pretty good little player, and he's cheap.
Yep.
Cheaper than Malik Monk.
They're trying to find room.
Cheap. Well, right now, just with those 3 guys, they're in luxury tag zone. So
yeah, and then the Kyrie talks kind of cooled off.
Well, the Lakers are in no hurry for that, and let's face it, what team is going to want Kyrie because they know if it's not somewhere he really wants to go, he gonna play the 1 year and be done, and he may not even hardly play for you at all and be done. So,
right.
But to me, the Lakers just need to cut bait on Russell and just move on.
Yep.
Just move on. And
I
I think
really look like that's what they're gonna do, though. Everything I read, old Darvin Ham thinks he's gonna be a starter.
well, he's got to be a starter. He's not gonna come off the bench.
No.
We know that he's not coming off the bench. So, but anyway, all right.
What's the fallout down in Oklahoma City with Baker, the touchdown maker?
I haven't talked to anybody about it. People, I didn't get out yesterday after the news came out. I was at home, so I didn't really get out to talk to people. But
what a dick move by the Browns to trade him to the Panthers, who he probably won't even be the starter.
Well, but Drew, there was only 2 options.
Yeah.
Realistically, he was either going to go to Seattle or and clearly the Seattle was like, I'm tanking. He's better than Drew Lock. He's way better than Drew Lock.
You think so?
Oh, Baker? Yeah, he's better than Drew Lock, bro. He's better than Drew Lock. Yeah, that's not even a close one. He's way better than Drew Lock. But they have resigned that they're going to go into the draft because the quarterback draft next year, Drew, man, it's loaded. It's loaded.
Well, Baker's not going to start at Carolina.
Well, he may beat out Sam Darnold.
Starter.
He may beat out Sam. He might. To me, he's better than Sam Darnold.
You can't really tell with Sam Darnold because he's been running for his life for 5 years. Think about it. He literally, I'm reading a deal that like 80% of his throws are under duress.
It was that much?
Running for your life. Yeah, it's bad. His first 2 years, he was all out of the pocket with the Jets. But they have no help there. They have no receivers. McCaffrey plays half the year.
Yeah, they gave him all that money.
They're terrible.
They gave him all that money, and that was the end of that deal.
Yeah.
That's just sad, but that is what happens sometimes, bro. But anyway, hey, how about you going 3-1 yesterday, Drew?
Hey, look at there. And freaking Brewers cost me again.
Hey, but hey,
Whoa. Tell you what.
Hey, Drew, I don't see the Brewers on today's list though.
They are not.
I told you that. I saw that yesterday. I laughed.
Famine. I tell you what, how do you get beat by the Cubs 3 in a row at home?
I laughed about that yesterday. But anyway, you got the Braves minus 250, the Stros minus 350.
Can we just talk about the Braves for a second? 26-5 over the last 31 games. I mean,
I'm talking about. Wait. I have a question for you. Did they not? They didn't tie the all-time June.
Not.
Okay, I'm just checking with you. They was one short, right?
We're one short.
Anyway, go ahead and talk about your Braves. Hey,
I mean, just pitching. They're getting healthy, and
at the right time.
In the lineup. Yeah.
At the right time. Here they come.
They're gonna. The title goes to Atlanta.
I still think the Dodgers are gonna get them, but that's just me.
It'll be a good series. That'll be a hell of must-watch TV come playoff time.
Yeah, well, you got the Stros minus 350. Hey, man, they're getting healthy and they're getting hot right now too. The Stros are looking good. And man, what a beautiful place to watch a baseball game. Minute Maid, man, downtown Houston, fantastic. They got everything but football down there. You got the basketball facility down there. You got the baseball facility, but you have to go way the heck out of Timbuktu to watch football.
Reliance out in BF.
Man, it's way out there. It's not that bad. I mean, Houston, everything is 30 minutes. You know what I mean? 20 minutes.
Traffic's terrible.
Yeah, it's just you got to hit it at the right time. If you hit Houston traffic at the wrong time, it's a nightmare. But anyway, Minute Maid Park, what a great place to play. Mets minus 175. Man, the Mets looking good as well.
Yeah, they're tough. Yep, they're tough.
How about your boys? How about your boy Scherzer the other day? Throws 11 Ks and loses 1 zip.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a great game. He just had no hitting whatsoever.
I'm about ready for some football. This baseball's getting a little old.
Yeah, it is.
Summer.
Yeah, it is. And we had talked about that too. How football needs to step up, and these guys need to play each other in the beginning of the year without consequences.
We're only 6 weeks out from the first Husker football game. So
whatever. Anyway, Dodgers minus 275, and then of course your Giants. Plus, you throw the Giants are plus 145, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little dog there. I'm gonna take the Giants against the Padres tonight. Giants. That's a big rivalry.
Are they even gonna have anybody watching that game?
Yeah. Who knows?
Dude, how long? I have a question. How long are the A's going to stay in Oakland? Leave.
Yeah.
That is just.
What are they doing? I said the same thing.
What is going on?
People in the stadium.
Oh my God.
How do they keep a team?
TV.
I mean, how's Las Vegas not pushing to get Oakland?
I think they are. I think they are. I mean, Las Vegas.
The only thing about that is it'd be hotter than Hades. They'd have to have
It'd be an indoor.
It'd be an indoor baseball stadium.
Either that or it'd be something retractable where you could do night games. Because remember you'd be fine until now.
Yeah.
May you'd be okay, but middle of June and July you couldn't play games, but the rest of the year you'd be fine. But you'd have to have something retractable, kind of like Texas Stadium or Jerry Jones World, AT&T Stadium, whatever you want to call it, something like that, where you can open the roof, leave it open, and then it. You got
to figure that they're in line for the next team for NBA and Major League Baseball.
Oh, I would agree. I think somebody told me they think that Orlando is going to end up there instead of doing expansion. That Orlando just moves because Orlando is really not getting the, what they need down there, and Orlando would be that'd be a nice trade out there. And let's face it, is anybody going to miss an NBA team not being in Orlando? No, they're really not.
And I tell you honestly, I don't think they'd miss the Hornets too much either.
Or Charlotte?
Yeah.
No, I think Charlotte. They support the hell out of basketball. That's basketball country. They're going. Plus, that's Jordan's place. They're going to stay there. They that means too much to that city and that economy. Kind of like it'd be like Oklahoma City losing the Thunder. It means way too much to your city and economy for you to
Yeah.
lose one. So, and especially, I think Oklahoma City we keep adding these hotels. We get an NBA All Star game here. I think that'll really boost what we're doing as well. So,
You think that's gonna happen? Get an All-Star game in
yeah,
there?
yeah, I believe so. I just don't think we have enough room yet. But we have the beautiful convention center down there with the Omni Hotel.
Gonna need some more. Gonna need some more high-end restaurants.
High end restaurants. We're okay, man. You got some places to eat that are really. I mean, Michael's Grill, the Ranch. They are 10 minutes from downtown, easy access. You've already got. Oh God, what's the name of the place? I forgot. I can't think of the name of it now. Oh my
Well, they
God.
just put the Chop House in down there. and
Chop
you
House is
got-
in there, but I'm talking about they have two restaurants. They have one on Memorial. Oh my God. What is the name of the steak place, Drew?
Steakhouse. It's
Oh my God.
starts with an M.
Mahogany.
Mahogany. There you go.
Mahogany. So you got Mahogany down there. You have the Manhattan down there. Rococo's the guy that owns Rococo's. He has Manhattan down there. You can go upstairs to Vias. You got the Mantle. You got Mickey Mantles. You got Paterno, Padrono. You got. You're fine. You're fine with places to eat downtown. Oh, you got. What's it called? The Red something. Red.
Yep, red. Yep, it's a good spot.
Okay, then you got Broadway 10, which I'm not that big of a fan of, but still you got Broadway 10 down there. There's tons of places to eat. Really good. There's really good eating in Oklahoma City, and everything is pretty close. So I'm not really so much worried about that. It's just hotel space being able to accommodate that many people. But we have the convention center. It's nice and new, and people love Oklahoma City thus far. The NBA does. But all right, brother. Well, I appreciate you.
Yep.
I'm starting to get getting a little clammy. I may want to go lay my ass down right now. Lay myself down.
We got to get a beeper.
Yeah, man, I really need that. But I'm getting hot, man. I'm slowly starting to not feel that well. So, but anyway, brother, hey, have a good one.
Yep. I'll shout you tomorrow.
All right, brother. Holler at you then. It's my boy Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. That's www.huskerdrewpicks.com if you want to go and you want to check him out. He was 3-1 yesterday. He's been on fire the last month and a half, really. And but you can go to www.mcsportsnetwork.com, click on any of the shows for the Unpopular Hour, After the Storm, or Women Only Wednesday, and all of Drew's former picks are on there. So if you want to go back and check it out and see how much money that you missed by not taking his advice on some of his stuff, that would be your problem. But I say go ahead and do that. And then, of course, here are all the shows that we have for the MC Sports Network. The Unpopular Hour, Women Only Wednesday. And, of course, Thursday is Thunder Thursdays. And, of course, we're on daily at 2 p.m. And then we do have our special shows that we do from time to time in the evening. So any of those shows you want to take time and remember, we're on daily at 2 o'clock. And remember, anytime you want to watch us, go ahead and click on that and check out my boy, www.huskerdrewpicks.com. And don't hold it against him because he's a Nebraska Cornhusker fan. He has issues, but he's all right, dude. He's all right. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching the show today. Hope you stay safe and don't be unhealthy like me.